Most people think of gum disease as a simple dental problem. You forget to brush well, plaque builds up, your gums bleed, and the dentist tells you to floss more. That picture is partly true, but it is too small. New research shows that periodontitis, the serious form of gum disease, is not just about bacteria sitting on teeth. It is a long-running battle between a sticky bacterial community, the immune system, gum cells, blood vessels, and the bone that holds teeth in place. This matters because periodontitis is common and serious. In the United States, about 2 in 5 adults aged 30 or older have some form of periodontal disease, and it remains an important public health problem. The good news is that gum disease is largely preventable and treatable, especially when caught early. What is periodontitis? Your mouth is full of bacteria. That sounds scary, but most of the time, this is normal. These bacteria live in communities called biofilms. Dental plaque is one kind of biofilm. When plaque is not removed well, it can harden into tartar, which brushing cannot remove. Over time, bacteria and tartar can irritate the gums and cause gingivitis, the mild and often reversible form of gum disease. If gingivitis is not controlled, it can become periodontitis. In periodontitis, the gums pull away from the teeth and form deeper spaces called pockets. These pockets can become infected. The immune system tries to fight the bacteria, but the fight can damage the surrounding tissue and bone. In severe cases, teeth may loosen or need to be removed. For a long time, people explained periodontitis mainly as a bacterial infection. Today, scientists see it as something more complex, a breakdown in balance. New idea 1. Periodontitis is an ecosystem problem. Imagine a healthy pond. It has fish, plants, insects, and clean water. If too much waste enters the pond, the balance changes. Algae may grow too much, oxygen may drop, and the whole ecosystem becomes unhealthy. The mouth works in a similar way. A healthy mouth is not bacteria-free, it is balanced. Periodontitis begins when the bacterial community becomes unbalanced, a state scientists call dysbiosis. In dysbiosis, harmful bacteria and harmful bacterial activities become more common, but the story does not stop there. Inflammation itself can feed the bad ecosystem. Bleeding gums provide nutrients that some disease-linked bacteria can use. Deeper pockets create low oxygen spaces where certain bacteria grow better. This creates a loop. Bacteria trigger inflammation, and inflammation helps the wrong bacteria grow. That means daily brushing and flossing are not just about clean teeth. They are about keeping the mouth's ecosystem from shifting into a disease-friendly state. New idea 2. Gum cells are active defenders. Another major advance comes from technologies like single-cell RNA sequencing and spatial transcriptomics. These tools let scientists study individual cells and see where they are located in tissue. Instead of looking at gum tissue as one big mixed sample, researchers can now ask, which exact cells are involved? Where are they? What messages are they sending? A 2024 study used single-cell and spatial methods to study tooth-associated keratinocytes, which are cells that help form the gum barrier near the tooth. The study found that different gum zones have different immune roles, and that periodontitis changes these local neighborhoods of cells. This is important because your gums are not just soft tissue around the teeth. They are a living border wall. Every day, they sit next to one of the most bacteria-rich places in the body. The thin area where the gum meets the tooth must allow protection without overreacting. If that barrier becomes weak or confused, disease can move forward. New idea 3. The immune system can protect and harm. The immune system is supposed to protect us, but in periodontitis, the immune response can become like a fire alarm that never shuts off. One important immune cell is the neutrophil. Neutrophils are fast-acting white blood cells. They attack microbes, release chemicals, and can form sticky webs called neutrophil extracellular traps, or NETs. These traps can help catch microbes, but too much net activity may also damage tissue and increase inflammation. Recent reviews describe neutrophils as having a double role. They are necessary for defense, but when poorly controlled, they can contribute to periodontal tissue destruction. Other cells matter too. Scientists now know that gum fibroblasts, once seen mainly as support cells, can help organize inflammation. A 2025 single-cell and bulk transcriptomic study found that fibroblasts and periodontitis are linked to immune dysregulation and a form of inflammatory cell death called panoptosis. For everyday life, the message is simple. Gum disease is not only about germs, it is also about how your body reacts to those germs. This helps explain why two people with similar plaque levels may not have the same amount of gum damage. New idea 4. Bone loss is an immune problem too. The most serious part of periodontitis is not just red gums. It is the loss of alveolar bone, the bone that holds teeth in place. Bone is not dead material, it is constantly being rebuilt. Some cells build bone, and other cells, called osteoclasts, break bone down. In periodontitis, inflammation can push osteoclasts to become too active. This is why scientists now study periodontitis as part of osteoimmunology, the study of how the immune system and bone system talk to each other. A major 2025 study reported that trained innate immunity can worsen inflammatory bone loss in mouse models of periodontitis and arthritis. In simple terms, past inflammation may teach some immune-related bone loss pathways to respond more strongly later. This does not mean your gums remember every bad week of brushing in a simple way, but it does suggest that long-term inflammation may make the mouth harder to bring back to health. Prevention matters because repeated inflammation can leave deeper biological effects. New idea 5. Cell death and cell aging matter. Scientists are also studying how gum cells die or become damaged during periodontitis. One type of cell death getting attention is ferroptosis. This is a form of cell death linked to iron, fat damage, and oxidative stress. A 2005 review explained how plaque microbes and the inflammatory environment may trigger ferroptosis in periodontal cells, possibly helping disease progress. Another new focus is cellular senescence. Senescent cells are often called zombie cells. They are not dead, but they no longer work normally. They can release inflammatory signals that disturb nearby tissue. A 2025 animal study found that clearing senescent cells in experimental periodontitis reduced inflammation and bone loss in mice. This does not mean people should take anti-aging drugs for their gums. These findings are early and mostly preclinical, but they suggest that periodontitis may share some mechanisms with aging and other chronic inflammatory diseases. New idea 6. The mouth is connected to the rest of the body. The mouth is not separate from the body. It is connected through blood, nerves, the immune system, and swallowed saliva. NIDCR notes that scientists have studied links between oral diseases and conditions such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, dementia, preterm birth, HIV, and cancer. Newer research is especially interested in the oral gut axis. A 2025 multi-omics study examined how periodontitis and periodontal therapy affect microbiome composition, function, and metabolic output in oral and gut environments. This does not prove that gum disease directly causes every disease it is associated with. Public health messages must be careful, but it does mean oral health should not be treated as cosmetic or separate from general health. Bleeding gums are not just a mouth problem. They are a sign of chronic inflammation at a body surface that is exposed to bacteria every day. New idea 7. Healing is not just turning off. Inflammation. When people hear anti-inflammatory, they may think healing means simply blocking inflammation, but the body is more elegant than that. Good healing requires resolution, which means actively ending inflammation and repairing tissue. Scientists are studying molecules called specialized pro-resolving mediators, including resolvins. These molecules help the body calm inflammation, clear damaged cells, and support tissue repair. Reviews have discussed their possible role in periodontal disease and future treatment strategies. This is exciting, but it is not a reason to skip brushing or professional care. Future treatments may help guide the immune system back toward balance, but today the foundation is still daily plaque control and regular dental care. What these advances mean for daily life. 1. Bleeding gums are a warning light. Many people think bleeding during brushing is normal. It is common, but it is not something to ignore. Bleeding can mean the gums are inflamed. Since new research shows that inflammation can help maintain a disease-friendly ecosystem, bleeding should be treated as an early warning sign. If your gums bleed often, do not simply brush less because you are afraid of hurting them. Brush gently, clean between the teeth, and see a dental professional. 2. Daily cleaning is ecosystem management. Brushing and flossing are not just about fresh breath. They are small daily actions that prevent a harmful biofilm from becoming stable. Think of it like pulling weeds before they take over a garden. The CDC states that gum diseases are largely preventable and treatable through good oral hygiene, self-care, and regular dental care. That basic message becomes even more powerful when we understand the science. Daily cleaning helps stop the bacteria inflammation loop before it becomes harder to reverse. 3. Do not wait for pain. Periodontitis can progress quietly. Early gum disease may not hurt much. By the time teeth feel loose, bone loss may already be advanced. This is why dental checkups matter. Dentists and hygienists can measure gum pockets, check bleeding, remove tartar, and use X-rays to look for bone loss. A healthy mouth is not only one that feels okay, it is one where the gums, pockets, and bone are stable. 4. Smoking is especially harmful. Smoking remains a major risk factor for periodontitis, and periodontal disease also shows important disparities across population groups. Smoking can change blood flow, immune function, healing, and the oral microbiome. For gum health, quitting smoking is one of the most powerful steps a person can take. 5. Whole body health supports gum health. Because periodontitis involves immunity, inflammation, and healing, general health matters. Diabetes control, sleep, nutrition, stress management, and avoiding tobacco all influence how the body responds to bacteria and repairs tissue. This does not replace brushing and dental care, but it helps explain why gum health belongs in public health, not just dentistry. 6. Be careful with new miracle products. Research on resolvins, senescent kells, extracellular vesicles, and immune pathways is exciting. But many of these ideas are not yet routine treatments for the public. A mouthwash, supplement, or anti-aging product claiming to reverse periodontitis should be viewed carefully unless supported by strong clinical evidence. The safest approach is, use proven daily habits now, and let science develop better tools over time. Final takeaway. The newest basic research changes how we understand periodontitis. It is not simply dirty teeth. It is a chronic disease of balance, between helpful and harmful microbes, between defense and overreaction, between bone building and bone loss, between inflammation and healing. For daily life, the lesson is practical and hopeful. Brush carefully. Clean between your teeth. Do not ignore bleeding gums. Get regular professional care. Avoid smoking. Manage whole body health. These simple actions are not old-fashioned advice. They are exactly what modern science supports. They help protect the living barrier around your teeth, calm unnecessary inflammation, and keep the mouth's ecosystem from tipping into disease. If you are interested in reading the important references cited by this article, here are they. You can dig deep into them and learn more. If you cannot get the full text of any of these articles, leave a message. I will get that for you. If you find this video helpful, please share it with your loved ones.